Hold on one second. Let me shut this off. All right. So, well, good morning. This is my first call for the year. I'm excited about it. I even did my form earlier
Yes.
than what I would usually do it. I
Yes.
usually do it at Thursday night around 11:35 p.m.
You did the form and you weren't there for when I actually opened it up, but I did give you props on Wednesday.
Well, I seen the text message. That was great. So, guys, I have to make a hard stop right at 9:15. I'm gonna throw a lot of stuff at you today, and you can go back and listen to it. I don't have any PowerPoints for you. I don't have any of that for you today. So I want to start off today by talking about 3 letters. Okay, 3 letters. And the first letter is P. The second letter is M. And the third letter is A, PMA. Okay, so I want to talk about positive mental attitude. Okay, so I always dig into goal setting and business planning and all that. I read an interesting article this morning, and here's what it really dug in and it really sunk into me. It says this: you can set goals, any goal that you want. You can have an action plan in place. But the thing that's most important is your positive mental attitude in check. So the positive mental attitude is really the driver for your goals for 2022. Now, if you have some limited beliefs, if you have some gifts of imperfection that you deal with that are in your past, if you have something holding you back, if you have that parachute behind you while you're trying to run a sprint, you got to figure a way to get rid of it. You know what you think of me is none of my business. Sincerely, I mean that in a way where if you think ill of me, that's your problem, not mine. That's none of my business. It's not going to affect my day, and it's not going to affect my year. See, we bog ourselves down with so many different things. And here's why. We don't start our day off with PMA, positive mental attitude. Now, I know Fred DeFalco speaks on this so much, and it really resonated with me. So who doesn't love Tom Martin? Oh, thanks, Barb. So are you getting up in the morning and doing some PMA? Positive mental attitude. And we're going to talk about that today. So we're going to talk about, if you would like to achieve your goal that you have written down with your business plan, you have to do a checkup. Every single morning, do a checkup. Would I hire me today? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. Look in the mirror and go, would I hire me? Would I hire the person that I am? So if I go on a listing appointment, am I hiring this guy, gal, lady? Are you truly the person they should hire? And you have to ask yourself the question, would I hire me? And if not, I want you to start writing all those things down. So write the things down that you need to work on, such as positive mental attitude. Are you getting up reading scripture or reading affirmations? Are you getting up and doing the things that's going to energize you? Right? Deep was talking just a little while ago about how his energy level, because of he changed up his diet. Do you think that's going to help him through his 2022 year? 100%. See, if you don't have the energy and the positive mental attitude, nothing's going to work right for you. You're going to be struggling, and then it's Fred's fault. I'm not successful. It's Deep's fault. I'm not successful. You know what? If they would just do this class, I would be more successful, or whatever it is, because we go into a blame game. Okay. So positive mental attitude. What are the things that you're doing to stay positive every single day? Right from the morning that you wake up, that's when it has to start. You have to put things in check. Okay. Now, I use sports a lot on a lot of analogy. So do you think that when two teams go into the Super Bowl, they have a positive mental attitude to go into that game? Their number one goal is to win that game. They conditioned for it. They mentally prepared for it. Coach is telling them, just ignore the negativity, right? Get your attitude in check. Positive mental attitude. Write that down. Positive mental attitude. Do a PMA every single morning. Get in check. Okay? Because when you ultimately look at your goals, if your goals are very clear and your action plan is very clear. So I'm going to give an example. Steve, are you on that? Steve Pugh, you on the phone? He's not. Fred, can I use you for a second? Fred DeFalco. I know you're probably driving in that convertible in the beautiful weather in West Palm area. All right, Jessica Baskins. Can I use you for a second?
Hey, Tom, I'm at the Rosen Shingle checking in.
Oh, all right. You go ahead and check in. Jessica Baskins.
I'm here.
All right, Jessica, thank you for participating in this. Or did I just call you out to do it? All right. So Jessica, you have a goal for 2022, correct?
Yep.
You have a plan to achieve that goal, correct?
Yep.
The goal without a plan is a dream, right? All right.
Agreed.
So you have the plan and you get up every day to work that plan, correct?
Yep.
For the most part, we might have a day where we slack or whatever it is. If you get up one morning and you read a bad email, I'm sorry, I'm canceling my 10 listings with you, blah, blah, blah. How is that going to get your day going?
It definitely would start off a little rocky.
Okay. Now, when you're making your lead generation calls and your morning already started off rocky, who do you think's going to sense that on the other line?
Anybody that you call.
Okay, great. Who here has gotten a solicitation call? Come on. We're all raising our hands. I want you to think about something. I want you to listen to them. Don't hang up. Don't cut them off. You're going to learn something from them today. Listen to them. And then at the end of the call, hey, Daryl, I wanted to say thank you for calling me. Unfortunately, I'm not in a position to earn my business today. I would love for you to follow up. You were fantastic on the call today. And you know what? Your boss should be proud of you. Hey, have you ever thought about getting into real estate? Because if you make calls like this, you can make a ton of money. All right. So listen to them when they make their calls. They're professionals. They're seasoned. They're mastered the script. So if you don't wake up with that positive mental attitude, or you get something that distracts it, it's going through the phone. So if I said, hey, Daryl, this is Tom. I'm interested in helping you sell your home. It's not working, right? So you have the goal to get listings. You have the plan to get listings, but your mental attitude is not in check. So I definitely want you to think about PMA, positive mental attitude. Okay. And by the way, I ripped this off, and I'm not sure if they're on the phone. If she's on the phone, she's a guest on our call. Her name is Kara. When she talked about PMA, I'm like, I want to know more. Tell me about that. I started implementing that in my morning. I look at it every day. See it? It's PMA, and it's written out, positive mental attitude. All right. So here's where we're going right now. So I'm going to talk about pause, reflect, and progress. So we just transitioned from 2021 to 2022. I challenge every single one of you and myself to write down everything that was great in 2021 in your business. Okay? Those of you who say, I had a horrible year, there's got to be some good in there. I want you to write down all the amazing things that happened in your business in 2021. It could be a first-time buyer. It could be a listing. It could be something. I want you to write all the great things that happened in 2021 in your business. And I want you to look at those, and I want you to dig into each and every one. As you write these things down, I want you to analyze each area. How did this impact me when I did that with that sale or that listing or that buyer appointment or that marketing piece? Okay. Because we've all had amazing experiences in 2021, regardless of anything that we have gone through, what trauma or illness or whatever it is, something good was in 2021. And if it was all bad, take the bad and learn from it and grow and make it good for 2022. So as we pause and think about transitioning into 2022, write all the reflections of 2021 that were great. Here's one. Write down all the things that distracted you from being great. Write down all the things that distracted you from your full potential. There's a letter E and there's a letter P. How are you moving from E to P, entrepreneur to purposeful? What are the things you're doing to go from E to P? One of the things that we need to do, and we need to do this daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, is we need to pause and reflect. We need to reflect on the great things that happened. We need to reflect on the things that didn't happen so well. So if you had distractions or poison in your daily activities that prevented you from achieving your goal, write those down. And you have to be able to fix it. And you got to fix it quickly. So I have a family member that would call me, very, very close family member, and it's my mom. So she would always call me and whine and cry about, not cry, but whine and complain about everything, life, bills, the weather, I don't know, whatever it was, lived in drama. And I said, Mom, you're not allowed to call me anymore with this negativity. I'm going to check in on you, but at this time you're pulling me down, and it really hurts my family and my business and my growth. I'll always be there for you, but if you're going to be the drama, I can't be part of that. Figure out what those distractions are in your life that's preventing you from achieving your goal of business. It could be our pets, because we have a home office. It could be our spouses, because one's louder than the other. That's why my wife kicked me out. I was a distraction to her. She wasn't a distraction to me. So it was a great thing. It was a great thing. So now I have 0 distractions in my own office, which I'm not in today. All right. So we pause, we reflect. You have to reflect on all the good and all the bad, but you got to itemize. You got to put it in columns. As you look at those, implement the great things and eliminate the poison. Distractions. Some distractions are not poison. Some distractions are, we need to set expectations. See, too often we allow our customers, hey, I'm 24/7, Daryl, you call me anytime. I'm lead generating, and guess what? I answer the phone. No. Hey, Daryl, I just want you to know I'm going to be here for you. I'm usually in appointments from 8:30 to 12:30 every day. After that, I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. Are you okay with that?
Yes, I am, Tom.
How many of us will take a darn call when we're supposed to be lead generating? See, you have a business plan, you have an action plan, put a distraction plan in place. Okay? So when we reflect on those, implement at a higher level the great things, eliminate the distractions and the poison, and then set higher expectations with your buyers and sellers. And by the way, guys, you can set those expectations with your family too. So my daughters know not to call me during the day while I'm working. Now, if they call me, I have to answer because it's important. Okay? If they call me, I know this is they need me right away. Okay? You have to set those expectations too. So if I had a 9-to-5 job that required me to work and I answered my phone, I'm stealing from my employer because I'm not doing my job. I'm on the phone. I'm taking a call from my family unless it's an emergency. So even my family knows, and my wife, don't call me during the day unless it's an emergency. You know, we don't call and just say, hey, how's your day going? No, I have to provide, and these are the expectations. Sounds harsh, but guys, it's really not. Okay. So setting expectations for our buyers and our sellers. So as we pause and reflect, how do we utilize that moving forward? Well, here's the key. We need to progress. So who here has a goal less than what they made last year? Wait a minute, let me rephrase that. Who has a goal to earn less in 2022 than they did in 2021? All right, Claire, I had to go back to that. Is there anyone? Because I'd love to hear it. Okay, you want to progress. Okay, so an agent says to me, I've done 10 million in business for the last 10 years. I said, so you repeated your 1 year over and over and over with no growth. Now, that's not a bad thing of 10 million in business, but what would it look like if they grew a business and had leverage and didn't have to do the daily grind like they used to do? Do the things you got to do until you don't have to do the things you have to do anymore because you hire people to do it for you. That's a business, right? So progress. Every one of us on this call wants to progress in 2022. Is that a fair statement? Okay. What are the things we need to change? Who do I have to become to achieve that goal? So now you're putting in a who. Who do I have to become to grow my business 30% in 2022? Who do I have to become to grow my business 5 times in 2022? Mine's 5 times, guys. Who do I have to become? I have to put an image out there of who is doing it and just put my face on it. Okay? I just don't put my face on George's body. All right. So who do I have to become? And what are the changes I need to make? What are the distractions I need to eliminate? It's not about the when, because the when is now. You need to implement it immediately, okay? If something's not working, change it quickly. Change it immediately. But I will tell you this, if you plan on farming a community and you send 1 mail out, don't quit after 1 mail out because you didn't get a call. Give it 6 months at minimum. Okay. What I mean by it not working is if I put a sign on my door that says, I'm focusing on my one thing, lead generating to support our family and build our wealth. Don't knock on my door. Don't call me between the hours of work unless it's an emergency. So if I get that call and I see that it's my wife, my daughter, or my son, I'm answering the call. I don't care if I'm in a meeting or not. I'm getting up and I'm answering the call because it's an emergency. We set that expectation. What happens is we're 1099 independent contractors, right? So we got into real estate to grow our own business. We're in business for ourselves. What happens is people seem to forget that we don't have all the time in the world to do all these errands and this and that. We have a job to do. Progress. If you're not progressing forward in 90 days, look at where you are from January 1st to the March 31st. I knew there was 31 days in March. You know, I know why? Only because February is a short month. That's all. You know, I go like this: January, February, March, April. All right. 90 days from now, March 31st, I want you to look at your goal. If you are not on track to achieve your goal, you need to pause. You need to reflect. What am I doing great? What's in my way? And then you need to progress forward. And here's the thing, the goal never changes. See, what happens is second quarter, you need to make up for what you missed out on the first quarter. See, the goal never changes. Don't ever put your goal backwards. What am I going to do second quarter to make up for what I didn't do in the first quarter? Okay. So as I'm not here to say, hey, here's how many calls you need to make a day to earn this much money, blah, blah. We've already gone through that stuff. I've gone through it multiple times. Your number one job in real estate is, hold on a second, I'm going to take that out there. I'm sorry, guys. Your number one job in real estate is to lead generate. That means making calls and having conversations with people. That's what lead generation is. Making calls and talking with people. There's a guy here locally. He has his own brokerage, young man. He does very well for himself. His name's Patrick. Those of you on the call know who he is. That's from this area. He goes to the gym every morning. That kid talks from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. I don't think he works out. And he brings a bunch of t-shirts with him. And he gives everyone a t-shirt that says O'Brien Real Estate. He's lead generating. That's his way of lead generating, because remember Jessica said the other day on the call, find something that works for you, right? So you don't have to lead generate like I used to, where I would just pound the phones. Find something that energizes you and gives you momentum and energy, because that's contagious, guys. So if someone calls me and says, hey, Tom, what did you do to become successful? I want to do that. First thing I'm going to ask is, are you me? You know, I don't want you to be me, I promise you. But what I do want you to think about is, what are your strengths? And let's focus on those. What is your past work history? What is your past success? What has made you successful? What have you succeeded in the past? How did you do in high school? How did you do in sports? What were your grades? You know, see, these are all things that you got to talk to your people about in order to help them focus on their goal. Okay. So if someone sits down with me and says, Tom, I want to make $1 million in 2022. And I say, fantastic. You ready to get started? Yes, I am. When's the last time you made $1 million in 12 months? Well, never. I work for UPS right now and I make $50,000 a year. Okay. Are you going to give up? No, I'm just going to work real estate part-time. My conversation's over. Okay. I want you to be smart. I want you to be specific with your goal. I want it to be measurable. I want it to be aggressive and actionable, realistic. Okay. And then you got to put a T on it. That's a time frame that you're going to complete it by. All right. I got 2 more minutes and I'm going to make it interactive. I'm going to back up a little bit because I know some people may have came on. PMA, positive mental attitude. Are you putting that in check every single morning? Second thing, you get a solicitation call. Instead of hanging up and shutting them off, we listen. You're going to learn something. Take some notes, by the way, and thank them for the call. They're going to be like, holy cow, they just thanked me. Do you think that's going to change their day? Do you think their next call, they may get their sale? How would you feel if you were told, leave me alone, F you, blah, blah, blah. It beats you up when you're making these calls. So don't do to them what is being done to you. Okay? So I had someone tell me, this was a few years ago, I'm sick and tired of these solicitation calls. And she was mean and nasty on the phone. I said, I want you to think about something. That's exactly how you're being to those for sale by owners are being just like that to you, because that's how you're being to them. Why don't you just take some time and listen to them, thank them, and you're never going to look at the negativity on the next for sale by owner call. You're just going to go, okay, I understand. I'll just get the next one. Next. Okay. Even with our sphere of influence. So positive mental attitude, I want you to pause and I want you to reflect on all the great things. I want you to reflect on all the things that were challenging and distractions and poison in your business. Okay. And then I want you to implement and progress forward on your 2022 goals. 90 days from now, you need to look at it and go, where am I today? And what's the gap, if there is a gap? And that gap has to be implemented into the second quarter. Okay, we've got to make up what we missed out on. So you might have a tremendous first quarter and second quarter, not even realize that you didn't do the lead generation in the first quarter because you had a bunch of business going on in the first quarter, and then you're going to suffer the second quarter. Consistency and persistence will equal success. You can be consistent, but if you're not persistent, you're not going to get the success you deserve. If you're persistent and you don't follow up, you're not going to get the success. So put them together. Be very persistent, consistent, and then you'll get the success. Okay? You don't have to use the word close. Oh, I just closed them. I just earned their trust. And that makes me feel good. You know, I heard these 2 guys talking in the gym one day. Oh, I closed the crap out of them and got it. I said, hey, I just heard you say you just closed the crap out of them. Did you close them or did you earn their trust? Because if you're in here bragging about how great you closed somebody, you never really built a relationship with someone, and you really don't even deserve that. He goes, oh, you know what? You're right. I did. They really liked me a lot. I said, all right. So tell your friend, yeah, I earned their trust to help them sell the home. You know, you earn trust by showing them that you care about their goals to help them buy, sell, or invest in real estate. I don't care how great of a salesperson you are. I got many friends that come from the car business that fail in real estate. And I love it because they think they have to push and pressure someone into, you can't push and pressure anybody to buy or sell. No, you have to come from a place of contribution. I want to understand, why are you selling? Why are you buying? Oh, you want a 4-bedroom home. Tell me why 4 bedrooms important to you. Oh, okay. Are schools important to you? No, so many realtors are running out the door and they're writing contracts, and then the buyer will go, oh my gosh, I didn't know it was in this school district. Oh my gosh, I didn't know blah, 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 because you didn't do your job. All right. Pause, reflect, and progress in PMA. Positive mental attitude. I do have to make a hard stop at 9:15, but I want this to be interactive. We've got 12 minutes. Okay. I want to hear some ahas. I haven't paid attention to the chat. I apologize. But I want to hear some ahas. What did this mean to you today? And give me something good that you learned today that's going to help you progress.
So thanks, Tom. This is Aletha.
How are you,
And,
Aletha?
I am fantastic. I'm driving, so I can't open my camera, but let me tell you what resonates with me is, again, successful people do consistently what other people do occasionally. Thank
I
you
love
for
that.
that reminder.
I love that. And by the way, Aletha, your energy is amazing and contagious. You have great energy. You sincerely have great positive mental attitude this morning on this call, and it came right through.
Thank you so much. I tell you, every morning I get up at 5:30 and I am reading the word. That is it. So when you brought that up, that also is the best way to get your day started, in my opinion.
Yeah, I did a class in the world yesterday, and I pulled up a bunch of affirmations for them, and just the affirmations was a big aha for them. What you say in the morning will reflect how your day is going to go. What you read is going to help you through your day, good or bad. So awesome. Thank you for contributing, Aletha. All right.
Hey, Tom. Oh,
Daryl.
hey, good morning. This is so apropos, this whole mindset thing, because this week particularly, I've woken up and noticed my own, I'm struggling. Like, I noticed the depth and intensity of the mindset struggle. And it's become real for me, specifically this week. So I appreciate you sharing and reiterating how important it is. And because I feel like I'm the only one struggling with the mindset, and knowing that I need to get up and control that first thing, to set that tone.
Yeah, 100%. Daryl, you used to be in youth ministry, right?
Yes.
So if you were at youth ministry, that's a very, very important role to our youth. And you have to have good energy.
Yeah.
You got to be upbeat. Because if you're not, those kids are going to get bored. They're never going to come back, and you're not going to have a youth ministry, right? Yep. So positive mental attitude, and you have to be a role model. They're looking up to you. So just like the consumer, they are looking to you for advice based on your energy and your momentum and your positivity. That goes way further than knowledge. I'm just going to tell you, somebody can be on this call and have all the knowledge in the world, but poor business. Then you got somebody who's brand new to the business with positive mental attitude, and they can succeed at a very high level.
Thanks, Tom. I appreciate that personal insight. That connects.
Awesome.
See the benefits of being on the call, everybody, right here.
I appreciate you, Daryl. Thank you. All right. Claire, I see you getting ready to speak.
So
I always love when Claire speaks, by the way. I'm always learning every time she speaks.
you are awesome, Tom, and I thank you so much. And in the chat, Barb asked Aletha to say again what she had said, because not all of us got to write it down, and it was impactful.
Absolutely. Successful people do consistently what other people do occasionally. Successful people do consistently what other people do occasionally. And that actually comes from Atomic Habits.
I love that
James
book.
Clear.
I love that book.
Man.
I love that book. I need to go back and read it now because I missed that, Aletha. See?
Oh man.
That was awesome. That was a great, gosh, that was awesome contribution. Thank you for speaking. Most people just kind of listen versus speaking, and they got some great things to share. So thank you.
I dropped it in the chat.
That was amazing. Guys, that should be a, Tiffany and Joe, that should be a quote that we put onto maybe our GPS team master page as something that people can see every day. That's a great quote. Thank you for sharing that, Aletha. Rip off and duplicate. Okay. Anyone else? Ahas. See, the ahas and the interactive helps me and it helps everyone else on this call. What you got out of that?
Tom, I'll jump in. First of all, I missed these calls, so I'm glad we're back to normal, and especially you already know, thank God George is not on the call, but it's getting recorded. Friday is my favorite call. Always been, always
I
will
love
be.
it. Thank you. I'm going to tell him, I'm going to say, Pete says I'm better than you.
Yeah, I'll sponsor this day any day. So it's really good that, we keep on going back to the same thing, basics, right? Fred always talks about it. Fred's one of his many books that he, shares with everybody. That I always have it in front of me. It says, do I want to experience peace or do I want to experience conflict? So I leave it on my desk, that piece of paper.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Yes.
And I've had that for almost 2 years, Fred. Thank you very much. And that, we all get distracted, right? It doesn't matter how successful we are at what we do, what numbers we're running. It's a struggle. It's a struggle every day. So it's not, Daryl, going back to you, it's not only you. It's even people like me, Tom, Claire, Fred are fighting some battle every day. We're just figuring out a way, how do we get out of that thought process, and what do we do to help each other? And that's why we are all here, for that reason. And this call was very crucial. And what Aletha said was so key. Simple words. I mean, I even saved that on my one of my areas that I saved a lot of quotes, and I put it there. That was amazing how she put it. Successful people do consistent what others do occasionally. And that's true. It's all about consistently making calls. It's going to get you consistent business. Doing calls whenever you feel like is going to get you shitty business. Simple. Thank you, Tom, again.
Oh, no. Thank you so much for digging in there. I just took a golden nugget out of that. And I want to share something with you real quick. Whenever you're on a call, whenever you're in something, there's going to be a day where you get nothing. And then there's going to be days where you get one little nugget. One nugget can change your business 10 times greater. Just one little action item that you implement or change in your business can return you 10 times more money. Okay, so one action item that you change or implement can change your business by 10 times. One person that makes an influential statement to you can change your whole trajectory, not just for your day or your year, but your life. And Fred and everyone that contributes on these calls do just that. That card that sits on your desk, Deep, from 2 years ago, and now you're repeating it to Fred, is making an impact on Fred just as much as it's making an impact on you.
Yeah, Tom, thinking back what Daryl just said, and Daryl, one of the things that you have to constantly do. I always say the secret to life, and you hear everybody say this, leaders, Grant Cardone says the same thing, beat the sun up every morning. If you get up before the sun and you take time for yourself, an hour a day for your mental health and your physical health, then everything else falls into place. And again, this is an hour by hour journey. And when I start to go the reverse of that, I just you have to constantly remind yourself that quote, deep, I use it all the time. Do I want to experience peace or conflict? As soon as I start thinking about the past, I ask that same question. When I start thinking about the future, I say that same question, because a lot of times thinking about the future is just as bad as thinking about the past, because the only thing you have is pop, and that is the power of the present moment. And the way you get the most out of your present moment is the other pop, power of planning. And that is living your life by design and time blocking, as you hear all the time, especially with Tom. And if you don't spend 30 minutes a week on a Sunday, whether it's morning, night, or whatever it is, and you evaluate your previous week of your life or the week coming up, because life by the inch is a cinch, but by the yard it's hard. And I can only handle a week at a time. So that's, don't tolerate, don't negotiate for 5 minutes falling into a funk, whether it's the past or the future, because everything is always perfect in the present moment. I don't care what's going on around you. And you can have peace inside no matter what's going on the outside, because everything we need, we have to get what we want, and it's all inside us, right? So don't negotiate. Don't fall into it. If you fall into it, we all fall into it. I fall into it hourly, but I don't tolerate it. I just stay in that power of the present moment. And what you put in comes out. I'm going to be talking next Wednesday, or I guess the Wednesday after. Next Wednesday, I think it is. I'm going through "You Are the Placebo" by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Oh my gosh! This concept. We are our own placebo, and so stay in the power of the present moment, Daryl. Get that power of planning down, and don't negotiate with it. Stay in the present moment, and you get down because either you're thinking about the past or you're thinking about the future, and you got to stay in the power of the present moment. There's just no way around
Thanks,
that.
Fred. Thank you.
Peace.
Well, like Fred just said, the power of the present moment, right? Think about that. If you have a goal, you can break it down to your moment, right? Each day,
right.
Every single Friday, I want to make sure my calendar is full for the next week. I don't want to wake up Monday morning and go, what am I going to do all week? Every Friday, I make sure my calendar is almost 100% full for the upcoming week. So I don't go into the weekend with anxiety or stress going, what am I going to do next week? And I know there's a lot of people on here that struggle with that. So as you do your goal setting and your business planning, you can have an action item every single day in your calendar moving forward, so you don't get that feeling. You got it. It's there. You know what to do. You just got to listen to what Aletha said. That's it.
So this is what's incredible. I want to do a shout out to Daryl in the after party. It was like we were sharing some things, and the one thing that he said to get him to stay in the moment was just picking up the phone and making a phone call or two. And I was like, you did your job. Great job. You did your job. So in those times when I am low on energy, when I pick up the phone and make calls because people are on my mind, that fills my tank, so then I can make more calls. So it's that pick up my phone, pour into the lives of the people, tell them that I appreciate them and love them. And it just makes everything go so much better.
I do the calls on Fridays, and we have guests, and we have Claire doing some of them too. And I don't know if you guys are putting things together, but almost every single call we do, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it really wraps back to activities, mindset. That's what it is. If you want to achieve any goal, you have to have that PMA. And Kara, if you're on the call, thank you for that PMA, positive mental attitude, because that's important to get that day started. That was a huge thing for me. I'm waking up every morning now. I got up at 4 o'clock this morning. I was in the gym by 4:45, and I feel amazing. And I'll be asleep by 6:30 tonight. But guys, if you want the energy and you want the success that other people have, you have to understand they put themselves through the process as well. So do not ever think you want to change and be another person, because you never know what you're going to get yourself into. Be the person you are. Take what you have in your past and put it into your success path moving forward, because that's going to help you progress. I'm thankful for everything that's happened to me in the past. I'm thankful for all the mistakes and people I've gotten upset, because I wouldn't be where I am today had I not. Okay. No, I don't thrive off of upsetting anybody. You either like me or you hate me. That's okay. That's none of my business. But I would like to say this: pause for a moment, reflect, and you can do it daily and progress. So I hope this made an impact on everyone on the call today. I'm actually got to get off because I'm got to drive from New Smyrna Beach to the Rose and Shingle Plaza, Rose and Shingle Resort. And it's about an hour and a half drive for me. So I got to get there on time.